Man, you know what sucks?
What?
Watches. Dude, like, somebody really should just redo the watch. Like, just turn the entire watch industry on its head.
Well, I think...
I know, it's probably never going to happen. It's just a crazy pipe dream. Oh,
What?
well, whatever.
What?
Hey, you know it's not a pipe dream.
What?
The Infinite Loop Show!
Hello, welcome to the Infinite Loop Show, Asteroid Edition. I am Michael Deep Impact Gaines.
And I'm Kacey. There's no crater, Coughlin.
Yeah, we're just, I was going to go to bed last night, and then all of a sudden these reports came out of Russia that a meteor flew by overhead. Pretty crazy.
Maybe it's not a meteor. Maybe it's just Dorner from Mexico going into Russia because, that wasn't his body in the cabin at all. It is totally a conspiracy.
No, I think they ID'd his body.
No, there's two wallets. It's a conspiracy.
No, it's interesting when things like this happen because the power of the internet is that you can watch stuff from the other side of the planet in real time. People were posting videos to Facebook minutes after it happened. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, we had this, that was the meteor. So we had this asteroid that flew within 5,000 miles today, and everybody's panicking about that. It's cray-cray.
It's the end of the world.
No, it's not.
Thanks a lot, Harlem Shake. Look what you did.
Is that what you're blaming it on?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the news, shall we? Will you think this is a controlled leak?
I keep hearing different sources. I mean, it's interesting that really high-profile news organizations like the Wall Street Times are leading with this.
Wall Street Journal.
I mean, they're not known for Apple news, and when they lead with an Apple story like the iWatch, and then everybody else picks up on it, that's, I don't know.
So there's this rumor going around that Apple is working on a watch. Okay. Interesting idea. I have not worn a watch in, I can't even tell you how long, maybe 15, 20 years. Oh, no, why do you wear a watch?
Because it's pretty.
That's it?
I don't look at it. Like, I never look at it. It's just like a bracelet. It's a thing that I wear every day, and it goes with what I wear. So, there it is.
Do you actually use it, or is it just an accessory?
I like maybe once a week I look at the face of it, but I'm usually looking at a computer screen or my phone screen.
Yeah.
Most of the times, and there's already a clock on there, so I'm not like, what time is it?
I don't use a watch at all. I found them to be annoying. I found that it would slip off my wrist just a little bit, and I'm typing, and it would like jiggle on my wrist. I'm like, and then try to tighten it. It's screw it. I've got a phone, and I've got a computer, and all I have to do is just look in the upper right-hand corner. So I just really don't. I don't have a reason to use a watch at all. So now this rumor going around that Apple is creating an iWatch. This comes off of the idea that people had using the iPods, the little iPods,
right?
Where they
the nanos,
where they could put a wrist strap on it and then sort of use it as a watch. Well, that's kind of cute. I never had one of those. For Apple to make something to make me want to put it on my wrist, it's got to be pretty damn compelling.
But who's the best company at doing exactly that?
Well, Apple is, but I don't buy absolutely everything that they make.
Really?
What haven't I? Well,
yeah,
crap. No, I don't have an iPod anymore because I have the phone.
Anymore, but you did.
But
before
I did. Oh, no,
iPhone,
I did.
You had an iPod.
Well, I didn't have a Pippin, damn it. So there you go.
I don't know who did, really.
No, I
didn't have the Apple camera, but Come on.
The Quick Take 100?
Yeah.
I can't even remember if I had that or if I borrowed it. I don't remember if I really had
you've touched it. You're closer than I am.
Anyway, I have the phone with me all the time. Mm-hmm. It's here and it's in my pocket, not on my belt clip anymore, and it's just there all the time. Do I need to have it on a watch? I'd have to see what it has to offer. I think
if anybody were to do this and be successful with it, it would be Apple. If anybody were to make a compelling reason to make all these people, and you're not the only one, tons of people, especially now that this iWatch rumor is out, tons of people saying, I haven't worn a watch in years. Mm-hmm. If anybody could make a compelling reason for all those people to put a watch back on, it would be Apple.
Yeah.
And now that we're in this kind of wearable computing, decade or what have you, time, it makes sense. Now that the Pebble and MetaWatch are out there, and the Pebble's doing an amazing job at it. Yeah, but I think there's still improvements that could be made on that. If I can go running and just leave my phone, well, most of the time I do. If I go running at work, I leave my phone on the desk. And then I could get, emails, notifications, missed calls on my wristwatch. That would be awesome.
One problem I have with that is 3G, 4G LTE in a watch.
That's true. You would need cell service.
You would need cell service if you were to do that. Now, my problem with that is the way the telecommunications work in this country is that every device is another payment.
Right. You want another data plan?
Yeah, you want exactly. You want a data plan for your watch? There you go. So that's going to be a problem.
That's true.
Unless they just don't do it now. And telecommunications companies, I don't see them fixing this anytime soon.
No.
Bundle. I haven't seen a proper bundle yet. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because the telecommunication companies know that they can nickel and dime the hell out of this country. So, so there's that. There's that problem.
That's true.
Unless you tether, you turn on tethering on a device, but then if you have another device, if you have a phone, then why do you need it in the first place? And it goes around and around like that.
Yeah, and in my scenario, if I'm running and I'm more than 4 miles away, obviously it's not going to be tethering anymore. Yeah. The Bluetooth isn't going to reach that far. The only way in that scenario it would work is through an antenna in the watch.
Max Source is in the chat room. He makes a really good point. He says, with Google making the glasses, I think Apple may make a watch to compete. I think if they may make one, it will work the same way that Siri works in cars. Here's the thing that I have about
the cars have antennas already. They're already getting, radio signals. Watches generally don't. So that's more tech that you've got to pack into, a really slim, sleek-looking thing so that it doesn't look like a ridiculous, gigantic thing on your wrist.
Well, true. Where was my train of thought going with this? Is that, Google Glasses, is that, they just look ridiculous right now.
Right, they do.
It looks like you've got a little thing on your eye. And I'm sorry, but for me, just wearing regular glasses are distracting. I can't imagine what it would be like to wear Google Glasses. I haven't tried them. I don't know anybody that... Well, I know people on the internet that have them, but I don't know anybody personally.
It's kind of the same argument, right? Like, I haven't worn glasses in years. Why would I start now?
I think it's the way the Google Glasses looks. It looks like you're a Borg. It looks like a silly accessory that says, you don't know if I'm paying attention to you. Because I may be reading my email while you're talking to me or something. I'm not quite there with that yet. Wristwatch is a little more accepted. It's been around for quite a long time. I really need to try Google Glasses before I make any kind of educated decision on it. But from what I've seen of it, it just doesn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the watch goes. I don't know how you're going to be able to... I don't know what you're going to be able to do with it. Type on it? Can you?
No.
I don't think so. That's going to be really tough to do, depending on how. I mean, if you take your iPhone and you put it on your wrist and just for width, that's too wide.
That's way too big.
I think that's ridiculous. A little too wide, but
you're not going to be. I mean, I don't. That would just be crazy. I don't think. Like maybe a notification comes up and you get kind of like when the new call lock screen notification, you know, you can push up and you can just do quick pre-programmed responses. Maybe they have something like that where it's just, you know, you get a notification in and you push a button that says like, yes, no, maybe later or whatever. So that you don't really need to type. Or if you do, then you just wait until you're with your phone or at a computer or something.
And then that leads to another question. Would this thing be a standalone product or would it be an accessory to your phone? Would it work through the phone? Would it be a Bluetooth device so that if you needed to type...
The smartwatches out now do.
So that you don't have to whip your phone out. But then I'm thinking, well, really, do you need to spend that much money just so you don't whip out your phone? I don't know. See, here's the thing. This thing is how wide is a phone? It's about what, 2 inches?
Mm-hmm.
My watch. Well, the one that I used to wear, it's upstairs. I don't know how big it is, but it's got to be like an inch and a half. So then I'm thinking, well, we haven't gotten to the tech of this thing yet, but I'm thinking, is 2 inches really that intrusive on your wrist? And then if you shrink it down half an inch, is it really that bad? I don't have my original iPhones around here somewhere, but I remember that being just a little bit smaller. So. As far as width goes, maybe it wouldn't be bad to type on it with one hand. You could do that. The tech reports on this thing is that it's supposed to have curved glass. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact, when I was in college, I used to wear one of those liquid crystal display watches. I hit my wrist against the wall and it shattered. So there's another case against that sort of thing, but not to say that happens to most people. It was a fringe case.
Well, but that's again kind of, you know, the whole argument against the iPhone being all glass and you know, it's so fragile and I wouldn't want that and I want to be able to just throw my phone around. How often are you doing that? B, can't you just be more careful? And C, Apple's never going to make something less beautiful so you can throw it. Like,
true. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. I am enthusiastically apprehensive about it. Yeah, and Max is in the chat room says Apple Care Plus $49.99 to replace when you break the glass. There you go. Apple Care on this thing. I like I said, I just have to see how compelling this thing is because I live with this phone all the time. There's got to be something to a wristwatch that wants me to that makes me want to wear it on my wrist all the time.
Yeah. And
then see, here's another thing is that I keep my phone in my left pocket, my left front pocket. And so if you're going to get your phone, then you're reaching in your pocket and this thing gets caught up in your pocket.
That is okay. Again, total.
I know for well, no, because if you're going in to get something in your pocket and then this thing is like beating against your wrist, and I don't know. I don't like wearing watches.
That doesn't seem like a problem at all. I don't know. Maybe your pants are too tight.
You know what? I think I'm just going to go back to belt clips.
Indeed.
All right. There is an iPhone passcode security vulnerability. This is a weird one.
Yeah, I've never run into any.
First off, I'd like to know how somebody found this. What you have to do is let me see, what were the steps? It was like you have to do an emergency call, cancel, hit, I think it was the power button, and then do that again.
Up, down, left, right, A,
B, start, select. And I'm trying to find the steps here. But anyway, it was a total here it is. Lock the device, slide to unlock, tap emergency call, hold sleep button until the power down prompt shows, click cancel, and the status bar turns blue. Type in 911 or your emergency number, click call, cancel ASAP, lock your device with the sleep button, turn it on again with the home button, slide to unlock, hold the sleep button, in 3 seconds tap emergency call, and then it'll cause your phone to give you access to your contacts.
What the F?
How did somebody find this?
Yeah, I mean, A, how did they find it? And B, shit.
And of course, all the Android people are like, Apple security. Blah, blah. I'm like, really?
Yeah, right. This
you
want
to test this?
Literally on any device. If you're just going to face roll the keyboard enough times, I guess maybe you could figure out my password.
Egg freckles.
Damn it.
I am really not too concerned about this. And Apple said that they're going to release iOS 6.12 next week to address this bug and the address exchange bug for Exchange problem. My sister had that problem. So
yeah, a lot of people in our office are having the calendar meeting issues with the Exchange and iPhones.
Yeah, so I don't know. People with better things in life are not figuring this out. Who figures this out? Let's do a test case.
Dude, ain't nobody got time for that.
Just somebody with like graph paper going, I did this and nothing happened.
Do you have like a checklist right next to you? Okay, great. I've got a stack of locked iPhones here that I'm going to hack, and I've got my grocery list here of, okay, oh, damn, I didn't time it right. And what? Oh, my God.
Skype video messages for Mac, iOS, and Android. Skype is saying that they're going to allow people to do this. However, buried in the article, this is on The Verge, it turns out that this is part of Skype Premium. $4.99 a month. I don't use Skype Premium, so...
Yeah, me neither. But they've like more and more over the last couple of years have noticed, really kind of trying to get more users, I think, to switch over to that, which is good luck. I mean, that's like Twitter trying now to get people to pay for their service or a premium level of their service.
Yeah.
You're using it for so long for free, and then you're going to try and get users to pay for it. It doesn't matter what you add. There's also almost always going to be a free option. Mm-hmm. Like video messages, like there's no other app that does that. Sorry.
No.
You could do Vine.
Oh, yeah, but Vine isn't person to person, I don't think, is it? That's public. This is like me calling you on Skype and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" like a dork.
That's very important. Yeah. I need that feature. You can FaceTime.
Yeah, there's that too. And I could see Apple doing that. I could see Apple competing with this, going, "Well, you know what? You can send FaceTime messages to people."
Apple would be like, "You know what? You can record video on your phone and then send the video to whatever, message them the video."
Yeah. Oddly enough, this is not out for Windows or Windows Mobile.
Well,
funny.
Suck it, Microsoft.
Microsoft doesn't even like their own products.
That one guy with the new Surface Pro is going to be super mad.
Apple updates the processors and drops the prices on the MacBook Pros, the ones with the Retina display. Price drop is what, $100?
Yeah, and look at that upgrade. 0.1 gigaherts? I'm throwing my MacBook out the window and going down to Best Buy right now.
Don't laugh. There was a time when I would do that.
Like, F this! It's so old and outdated.
It's good. It drops the price a little bit. Not much. You said it's like the educational discount.
It's generally when Apple does these discounts anytime, like the Black Friday thing or the Chinese New Year thing. Mm-hmm. It's almost always close to or exactly the same as the education discount, mm-hmm. which makes me kind of think that that's just Apple's margin and that's as low as they can go. So it's like $100 off a $1,600 computer. That's not much at all. And it's like, well, maybe they can't go any lower. Maybe that's all you get.
Yeah. In the "How did this get past me" department, I read that there is an app that allows you to calibrate your THX 5.1 audio system.
It's your favorite.
It's I haven't downloaded it yet. I have to.
There's belt clips and then there's 5.1 audio.
Yeah, this is let me see. This is $1.09. Well, it's currently free. Oh, it's free for 1 week, and then it'll go up to this would. Oh, I guess it went up.
So
I found this article afterwards.
All your stuff, and then before you have to start paying for the app.
I know. So I guess it's $1.99 now. I have an old Radio Shack sound level meter that I used to use to calibrate my THX system inside. Wow. Yeah, I know you're very impressed, aren't you? No. You don't give her ass, do you?
I used the little mic thing that came with the receiver.
Anyway, if you have a THX system, this allows you to calibrate your system properly. I'd like to give this thing a shot, and
I bet
I will.
You can't wait to end the show and just run upstairs.
No, it's downstairs. It's over there. No, I think it's good that THX is doing this. There was a time when THX was far more important than, like now it's not irrelevant. I still love my THX system, but other competing companies have come up with really good audio decoders. So, we'll see. I haven't replaced any of my components in a long, long time. They're relatively old, so maybe it's time to do an upgrade or something. Tim Cook was at Obama's State of the Union address.
He was indeed sitting right next to Michelle.
Mm-hmm. And he was there, I suppose, just because Obama mentioned for a second about jobs coming back to the United States, and he mentioned Apple briefly, very briefly, just saying that Apple will start making Macs in the United States. And to which you said, what, one Mac or something?
Well, yeah, it's like one thing they're going to start making in the U.S. I mean, okay, great. I don't know.
You'll be more impressed if they did.
It's not. I guess it is and it isn't a big deal. You know, it's a big deal that a super high profile company is going to start making a computer. And I think it's on. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's only one of the Macs. It's not even all of them.
I don't think we even know which one it is. It's still speculation as to which one it is, because we don't know if it's going to be like the Mac Mini or the new Pro.
Even.
No. And
it's certainly not any of the iPads, iPhones, or any of that. You know, so still, majority of their business is still going to be Foxconn made.
Mm-hmm. However, Apple is building more data centers in the United States, bringing jobs in certain areas. The Austin, that's going to be a huge one. I can't wait to see what they do with that.
Yeah. That I don't think they could reliably outsource. I don't think they'd want to. I think that would be almost more of a security risk, you know, with everyone's users' data and everything.
Sure.
You probably want to keep that here, but...
And speaking of security, we didn't report this on the show because it really wasn't Apple-related direct. No, wait, I did talk about this, about using how I used 1Password last week because Twitter was hacked. That's right, I did talk about it. Right,
and this was related, the people who were hacked on Twitter were...
Here's what happened. I got this error on my phone. It said your account was suspended due to suspicious activity, and I looked it up as because somebody tried to use a password too many times on my account, and I thought, well, maybe this is related to the Twitter hack from last week. But I didn't see anything on Twitter until like a little while later in the day when several people were starting to say that their iCloud accounts were hacked, and those people were also saying that they got the email from Twitter saying that their Twitter accounts were hacked. Not everybody was saying this, but it seemed to me like there was a very, very small, minute percentage of people who were using the same password on their Twitter accounts and on their iCloud accounts. That's what I came up with. I don't have any proof of this, but it just seemed to make sense based on what I was seeing on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that had I used my Twitter password on my iCloud account, which obviously you should never use the same password on anything. And people say that you should like put the name of the service. No, don't do that, because if somebody figures out your password for one, they'll still have the passwords for the other. So,
True.
I created.
Always put your cat's name in the password, and then maybe the street you live on.
I don't even have. I used to have a little system. I don't even do that anymore. It's just all completely random. I don't even remember what they are anymore. I'm so dependent on one password now. Anyway, so if you happen to use your Twitter account password for your iCloud account, change them both.
First, hit yourself in the head, and then go change your passwords.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't use the same password for
anything.
For different accounts.
Or for everything.
You know, in the early days, I used to do that. And then...
Everybody did.
And then something got hacked. I don't remember what. And I wasn't affected by it. But then I thought, maybe I should make... like I used to do this. I used to have like a low-level password, like for one-time forum logins or something like that. And then I had like the medium-level one. And then I had like the high-level ones. Mm-hmm. And then the high-level ones are all different. Right. Now it's just no system anymore. Don't care. In fact, there are a couple that I used one password to just create a random number, string of characters. I'm like, I don't even know what the password is.
Oh. Huh.
So, yeah, there's that. I've gotten that paranoid. I mean, when people are reporting that their Twitter accounts, and I mean to hack your iCloud account, to me, that's a big deal. I don't want that.
But it is. That's everything.
Gone. So be careful out there. All right. Our apps before we go. Kacey laughed at me for this one, but I don't care.
It's a very important one. And I think you would be doing everyone a disservice if you didn't tell us about this app.
I use this one all the time. It's called Words with Friends. I did a search through the doc, and apparently I've never mentioned this before, but I use it almost every day. So there you go. Words with Friends. It's Scrabble by Zynga.
It's what? Scrabble? What's that?
Scrabble. It's like a crossword puzzle.
Okay.
I
think I could get into this.
Okay. You think so?
Yeah.
Well, then
maybe I'll download this later.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me do this. Ping Kacey that she hasn't made her move.
Kacey doesn't have any vowels to move and can't make a fucking word with Q, X, and 3Ds. I'm sorry.
All right, what's yours?
Mine is To-Do. It's yet another to-do app. It's spelled really weird. It's kind of like a French spelling. Teux Deux. It's free on the App Store for iOS, and then they have a web browser interface. If you just put that .com into the browser, then you can log in. So then you can kind of log in anywhere and get your to-do list. Nice. It's really just simple and clean and literally just a list. You enter stuff in, and then you click on it to cross it out, exit out to delete it, or you can just move your things around from day to day. So it has lists for each day, and then there's another kind of global list that just says someday, for like lower priority stuff. But I like, it's just because I tend to do that. Like I get I'll get really into to-do lists and apps and everything and organizing, and then I'll fall out, like get overloaded and just fall out of it. And like, I don't even want to open that app up and look at my list anymore. So then I start writing stuff down on paper just so I can cross it out. I'm kind of one of those people who gets that satisfaction from just crossing off stuff and like, okay, I've accomplished things today. And that's To-Do is literally that in digital form.
Nice. So, all right. Are we done?
It looks like
we are done. Relatively short show today. And yes, we're recording on a Friday, which is strange because Thursday was just a mess to schedule.
It was Valentine's Day yesterday.
It was Valentine's Day, and you went to medieval times.
I did.
You did.
I'm a big nerd.
But that's okay. All right. How does everybody get a hold of you, Kacey Kaso?
I am Kacey Kaso, KACEYKASO on the Twitters. This guy here is Star Mike,
Yes.
On Twitters. We are Infinite Loop TV on Twitter. We're also the Infinite Loop Show on Google+, on Facebook, at nexiconstudios.com.
Yes, that's where I'm moving everything.
Email us at theinfiniteloopshow@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Should you have any comments, concerns, suggestions, ideas, you want to tell me how awesome my hair looks, or you want to tell Mike how lame belt clips are, please
oh, stop.
send us an email, send us a review on iTunes. We do like those. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.